Hello and welcome to another video. I hope you've been checking out my blog Blue Angels Crafts. So I've got all the photos of the finished things. Today I've got a gift card holder to share with you, and it's based on this die here using this larger tag, and it's called the Big Two Tags die. I mean, it's not really hard to remember. I'm going to use a piece of cherry cobbler, and to make a gift card holder I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to cut it out on my Big Shot. And what I'm going to do is make sure that I don't cut that line there. I'm going to put the fold just below it so that it becomes a little folder that's been cut. So just run this through here. Go that direction. Voila, a little folder. So that's kind of cute as it is. Next we're going to do some decorating. So we're going to go and get, oh, here they are. We're going to use this one, the big one, from Daydream Medallions, which is one that I got at convention. So I love it. I've not actually used it. Look, how bad is that? I do love it, but I haven't used it because I've just got the dies that go with it. So now I feel like I can use it a bit more. So stick that onto your block, and I'm going to use cherry cobbler ink to match. And I'm just going to stamp it. And have to make sure because it's the first time. I don't know if you have this problem, but if you get a stamp for the first time, it doesn't always stamp properly. So always practice on a piece of scrap paper like I just did there to make sure that it's inking up nicely. And I'm going to do one at one end and one at the other end because we're going to cover up the bit in between. Like so. And I'm going to just do one, if you open it up, and I'm doing it on the left hand side. Like that. Okay, and then, what am I doing? I'll keep it over there. And then I'm going to have it this way up. So I've done some stamping, and I'm going to put a little layer of pattern paper from here. I think I had some cut, but I can't remember where it's gone, so I'll have to cut my own new piece now. If you haven't got this newsprint stuff, you should so get some because it's really, really useful. Just going to go out of sight, but I'm still with you. I'm just cutting the paper. So here we go. I've actually cut it wonky, but we won't tell anyone. So I want a strip that's just going to be the width across here. It's going to cover up the worst of it with ribbon in a minute, so it's all good. We can work with this. So quick stick that along there. Might do it a bit higher. And then trim the, this one just stuck together. And then trim the excess, like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon because you can never have enough ribbon, in my opinion. I'm going to use this really nice lace, which is brilliant. You can actually ink it up and colour it, which looks really effective too if you wanted it a different colour. I'm not going to worry about rolling it over or anything because I think you can have it looking a bit rustic. It doesn't matter. And also it will show on the other side, which you'll actually see on the product, so you can't tuck it under. So we've got that. We're going to layer that, and then we're going to tie a bow with the end of my crumb cake ribbon. I haven't got much of that, so we will be using about this much. I'll measure it for you if you want. It's about 40 centimetres. To do a ribbon, I simply put my fingers in and make 2 loops, which I then knot together, like so, and it looks really rubbish at first, and then you pull the bits, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, magically comes a bow. Pull them all, you can adjust them a bit, and then pull it a bit tighter and fiddle with it. It looks really good if you've wrinkled it all up as well. I love doing that. Right, so we've got a bow there with long tails, and what I wanted to do was get one of these vintage brads and put it over the top. Oh, I'm going to open it up and then I'm going to put it kind of around the knot, if you see there, and then I'm just going to fold over the end so it's kind of clipping it above and below the knot, like so. And then I can stick it with glue dots. Are going to be really good here because it's not a flat surface, so if you try and use tape it doesn't always like it. Ooh, yeah, that'll be good. Just stick that there and trim. Ta-da! That's going there. And then we're going to make the sentiment. So I've got some of this gold shimmer card. Oh, isn't it lovely? I want to decorate my house with it. I don't think my husband would like that very much. And I'm cutting it out with a modern label punch, like so. And I'm going to stick that, now that I've got some, with some foam pads, because they are awesome. And you can't ever have... I mean, I couldn't believe I ran out of them last week. That was just ridiculous. It was like really bad. I didn't know what to do with myself. And stick that there, like that. And then we're going to stamp Merry Christmas. But I mean, it was teeny tiny sentiments. I can't remember what they've renamed it as, but something along those lines. And I'm just going to do that in black. Like so, on a very vanilla card, and then I'm going to use my window punch to punch it out, and I'm going to use glue dots to stick that on. I'm not going to go 3D again because it all gets a bit too 3D. It might get posted and then that's no good. You have to remember one layer of 3D unless you're handing it over in person. So there's that. And stick it in the centre, like so. And then on the inside, you're going to have the voucher. So you open it up, you're going to have the voucher there, and we're going to put a sentiment there where we stamped. And for that, I've got a piece of 8 by 6 centimetre card, and I'm just going to stamp a little penguin on it because I think it's cute. And then it also looks kind of nice when you write your message to the person. It looks like you didn't just stick it anywhere, like at the last minute. Like so. And just to be super snazzy, I'm going to give it a spritz of my Smooth Spritz in gold. I can't remember what it's called, like the posh name for it, but I didn't say it on it. But I call it gold. I'll just shake it up a bit. It really separates this one. I don't want to end up with a clump at the bottom. And I'm just going to... Oh my god, I did this the other day. It went all over my nails. It was so funny. I'm still a little bit shimmery. And you just lightly spritz. I've got to do it again where my thumb was. And it kind of aids and antiques it. Like so. And then you're just going to stick that, I can't do it now because it's all wet, but I'm just going to stick it in there and tie the top with a little bit of this what's it called? Baker's twine. Baker's twine. You have to imagine that the thing's stuck on the inside where it's still wet at the moment, but you can just hook that in there and tie a little knot, and then you've got a really cute gift card. And you could give a gift card, like you make a voucher for someone where you say, I'm going to cook you dinner or I'm going to babysit or whatever, or you could buy a commercial gift card and leave that in there then. Ta-da! Hope you'll join me again soon for some more crafty creations.